I'm logging some highway miles this morning to get towards the mountains I want to be in.
After last night's failed attempt to find a real campsite, I ended up sleeping in a wide spot along a narrow BLM road. My first 2 days here in Idaho have been a little stormy in various ways. I have seen some glimpses of sun and blue sky this morning, although a fog bank rolled over me here as I packed up camp. Hopefully we can get out from underneath it today.
I'm seeing some mountains now, really just dramatic, rising up out of the plains or desert or whatever this area is. It's looking pretty intriguing. These aren't the mountains that I'm going into, but I can see that even these are still socked up into the clouds a little bit towards the top. Now, I was planning on being up in there even like last night. I'm gonna go see what it looks like. I may improvise again, change this trip up again.
1 hour later.
Yeah, so today I was gonna head up into those mountains over there and then, camp up in there, and then for a couple days after that, I was gonna head up into that area over there, those mountains over there, and everything is just socked in. The clouds are down on top of the mountains. You can't even see the tops of the mountains. We're just not going to be able to see anything. I think today it makes more sense to head back out of this valley where it was sunnier and where I can stay in lower elevation areas. I don't have anything planned for. I haven't done any scouting or anything. I think we'll just see what looks interesting and drive up some roads and hopefully have a little better luck finding a campsite tonight.
While the idea of unplanned roaming has always appealed to me, when I spend the time and gas money on a week-long trek to another state, I tend to plan my itinerary pretty carefully. I like to make sure my trips include plenty of sites that will be interesting to me and to my viewers, so I generally don't gamble on random roaming. The sites I had planned for today aren't going to be interesting to anybody, obscured by clouds, so I'm very curious to see how it'll go having no idea what I'm going to find out here.
Wow, this is just beautiful. It's too bad it's not a little sunnier. I'm sure the colors would just pop here. So I was headed back down out of the valley. I was going to head out into the desert where I knew the sun was going to be shining out of the clouds. But then this little side road heading up this little valley caught my eye, and it just looked more intriguing than being out in the desert. And I could sort of see in the distance, it looked like it was sunny further up the valley. It just looked a little more rugged and intriguing. These mountains are just amazing with these giant rock formations sticking out and trees sort of sprinkled here and there. I stumbled across this free little campground along this little creek. It's just beautiful here. Now this road looks like it goes quite a ways further up the valley, so I'm going to keep going. But if all else fails, I'd be perfectly happy to come back and camp here tonight. There's nobody here, just the sound of the creek in the background, this amazing backdrop. So just a little random exploring, just like, let's see where that road goes. Sometimes it works out.
Wow, this is just really beautiful country. Every turn reveals some new vista. More mountains off in the distance, mountains beyond mountains. Some of these lower fertile valleys that are more usable land, they're obviously privately owned, but the hills all surrounding seem to be mostly BLM land. There's also, looks like, some national forest land. Just really gorgeous, just an amazing drive, even if I do nothing more than drive out this road and go back. Oh, that's so annoying. That thing. I hope that's not making too much noise in the audio. The mountains upon mountains out here, it's just astonishing.
Taking side roads off of side roads off of side roads, and just discovering more and more of these valleys tucked down into these mountains and these, I guess, aspen that are turning color. Oh, I wish it wasn't cloudy. Imagine the colors if the sky was blue. But man, this is unbelievable country. Unbelievable. So I had quite a wide range of choice of roads to take. I took this particular series of side roads off of side roads off of side roads because of a name on the map that caught my eye, and I thought it might lead to something interesting, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I drove all the way out to the end of one of those roads, and as I gained elevation, it became more and more forested down in these just extreme valleys. These mountains are just crazy steep on either side, and I just can't seem to capture how massive and steep these mountains are. It's crazy. Now, it must be some kind of hunting season here. There are hunters everywhere.
I wasn't expecting to see so many people camped on a Wednesday. I managed to chat with one friendly hunter who informed me it's currently archery season for deer, elk, and bear, so that definitely explains it.
There are also oodles of campsites. I've seen campsites all over the place. This is one that I stopped at just to have my quick nap. Beautiful spot, creek running down below there. I don't think I'm going to stay here for tonight. I've come many, many, many miles away from tomorrow's area, and I think I'm going to work my way back in that direction, sort of explore a few other areas, find some place to camp that's a little closer. This has really just been an amazing day of discovery, especially because I just had zero plans to go up here. I didn't even know this area really existed, and it just has blown my mind. What an amazing state this is. Well, I did a little more exploring up a few other roads. Didn't really find anything particularly remarkable or different from what we've already been seeing today, but I did find this campsite. I'm here. There's a little creek down here.
A nice view off to the mountains over there. Very nice. It's been raining on and off all day, so I'm going to go ahead and set up the awning. The way I like to travel, I generally move to a new camp every day, so I've never been interested in the complete enclosure available for my awning. However, Rain Outdoor recently developed a simple single windbreaker wall that is much easier to stow in the truck and allows for quick and easy deployment for a little extra weather protection. Since it affixes to the same Velcro strip as the full enclosure, it can be set up anywhere along the awning perimeter, or even wrap around a corner as needed, depending on where the weather is coming from. Now, this isn't a sponsored ad. Rain Outdoor isn't paying me to show this to you, nor do I earn any commissions on referrals. I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's a more practical solution for a single night at camp than dealing with setting up an entire awning room. And I imagine this would probably work with just about any awning that is lined with Velcro. Alright, it's not dinner time quite yet, so I'm going to kick back and just enjoy being in this sweet campsite. As the sun prepares to disappear behind the mountains, it has managed to punch through the clouds a bit, and boy is it nice to see some blue sky. Hopefully that bodes well for tomorrow.
Well, for the first time in 3 years of trying, I had a night of camping in Idaho where there was no wind and there was no rain. It did get pretty cold. The foot of my sleeping bag was frozen to the roof of the camper this morning, but it's not too bad. It must have been just below freezing. Now it is still partly cloudy this morning, but it is much like lighter, fluffier looking clouds. Quite a bit of blue sky up there. So hopefully we're going to be okay up in the mountains. I got to move this trip forward today, so let's head on up there.
I typically struggle with floppy fabric, but I've surprised myself and folded up the windbreaker wall unusually well.
Okay, I did not think I was going to manage to fold that up and get that back in that bag.
Still, I'd always prefer to see a little extra room in any stow bag like this. One final task this morning. I haven't been able to see out of the truck very well since those muddy roads the other day, so I'm taking advantage of having the creek at my disposal. and that blue sky is looking promising. Time to head up into some more mountains. Stay tuned for part 4 and part 5 of my Idaho adventure in the coming weeks, and thank you for watching.
Sometimes you think you're alone, but you're not alone. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey girls, this campsite's occupied. Maybe you want to go someplace else? No, not that way. No. Why don't you just scoot on someplace else? There you go. Good girls.